let's talk about the Manosphere 2021. And I feel like the Manosphere is doing a lot of great things. But we got to talk about the Manosphere. Bundy, 718. I ain't want to do too long of a one. I just want to get right into it about the Manosphere and what's going on. And right now, the MVP of the Manosphere, we have to really give it up to. If last year, I'll say the year before last, the MVP was probably Obsidian. Or if not that, the year before that probably was Obsidian. And I'll say that he had a good 2 year run as the MVP. Then I would say BGS in the past 2 years, maybe from 2019 to 2020, he has been the MVP. But closing out last year, stepping into 2021. And I'm not gonna lie, just how my man came in hard, clean, and swift, because BGS been carrying it strong for like the past, I'd say two 2 years. You know, we might have to do the Manosphere Awards. I'm gonna have to do this. We're gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. We're gonna go through it. But let's stay on point. I'm gonna say in one fell swoop, it was Kevin Samuels. And I feel like Kevin Samuels is going to have a marvelous 2021. He's miles ahead of everyone. His content is strong. His approach is flawless. His position, unsecond guessed. Unapologetic. It went right in for it. It laid it down. And most importantly, did not back down. Did not back down. And I think stepping into 2021, man, and I'm sure BGS will be real about it. Will concede too that, yo, Kevin Samuels, he's the MVP. He'll probably close 2021 as the MVP. Word. Of the Manosphere. And what does that mean? If you pay attention to the MVP, for the most part, the MVP carries the tone. Sets the tone. I feel like BGS, if it wasn't for BGS, people would have never even paid attention, got to the mind state to handle a Kevin Samuels. To understand what it is to just be direct. To understand, I feel like to handle his direct, you had to get through BGS. And BGS was doing a phenomenal job and still is. You know, even Obsidian, you know. There's other people out there doing their work. You know, I might not follow a lot of people as much as I used to or as before, you know. But they were on my radar. I always know what they did. I know they helped a lot of brothers and sisters out there. So it's not that I knock them. Everybody goes for the people that serves the spoon of their medicine the best. You know, everybody. You know what I mean. maybe McDonald's, Burger King, or whatever, you still eating American fast food. It's just all about which restaurant you like the best. You dig? Everybody has the ones that they go to. We jump around with, it's a fast food restaurant, baby. We don't always just eat at McDonald's, baby. We rotate that. You won't catch me up at the Popeyes. I'll be at McDonald's no more, man. So you won't see me up in Popeyes or Peppers or something. You feel me? You dig? So, and that's the point. That's the point. So the Manosphere, I see a lot more good coming. I also see a lot of turbulence ahead. No one's doing any op-eds yet. I'm hoping that we stay strong on that you won't start seeing a lot of people going into who voted for Trump as opposed to the gender and play the gender role into it. I feel like a lot of people going to play those games, but I mean, I haven't seen it yet, which is good. So let's just stay tuned. Let's just stay tuned, because a lot of people are getting wrapped up in Kevin Samuels, but what I'm starting to notice is a lot more women are starting to come out and say, yo, like, standing behind these guys. And the funny thing is, these women were always out here. But you weren't, but the one thing I do blame those women is, you ladies weren't vocal. So we don't know how many of you ladies really feel this way. You weren't vocal. You weren't vocal about this new mindset that is changing us in a very unnatural way. Now, make no mistake. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things that I do think that we needed to progress from. A lot of things. A lot of things that needed to be addressed between the genders, between the sexes, all that. Because the thing is balance. Balance isn't exactly just a 180. It's the balance to stay at a 180 and not tip over. So as the world goes on, it's a balance, and it's gonna take a lot of give and take. If we got to figure out where we hit at, so we can get through the times. Because as technology evolves us, it changes up our nature. The way we relate to one another are going to be very specific. And we're going to have to pay attention to it. And I really feel like we're going to see more guys, because I'm seeing more guys are less likely to engage in anything that used to be very chivalristic, if you will. Ladies said chivalry died. Men said ladies killed it. At the end of the day, why would chivalry exist in a world where we're not as you would say, that different, really? Our sex organs are more happenstance. There's virtually nothing different between us. And I would concede, because we're human beings, but we couldn't be furthest apart as human beings. We just couldn't. That's why you cannot provide another physical manifestation of all these other spectrum genders outside of there being on the spectrum between the two. And we have a verbiage for that. And it's also referred to, if I'm not mistaken, as a mutation or a disorder. I'm not sure, but it's being intersex. And that's been around. But it's never been the rule, if you will. That's not exactly by definition the norm. You wouldn't normally see a bunch of intersexual people, hermaphrodites, if you will, just a whole bunch of them just out here walking together. Like, you're not gonna see. That's most people are men or women. As it pertains to the Manosphere and what to look forward to this year, I do see a lot more men being direct about their position, being more honest with how they feel as a man, being more direct, less gamey. I feel like more men are going to express themselves outside of the beehive mentality. And I think we'll see a lot more men raising their kids, and I think you see it in with evidence, because they're saying that black men are the most tentative to their kids of all racial groups. You're going to see it show itself more so. And the reason being is because men are starting to understand that if you don't like it, you're just going to have to speak on it and bring your position to the table and meet the challenge of having this conversation directly. Meet the challenge of saying, hey, well, this is what we say as men, and we're not going to go by that design because this is the position I have. You know, cancel culture is a thing, and a lot of men are afraid of it. But a lot more men are starting to not care anymore or find ways around it, because at the end of the day, we still want to be men. And we want to be men, not the expense of how you be women. But we will always be men. And we will find the women that respect that about us, that love that about us, just like we love that about them. Not because you believe that we feel that being a woman means anything negative and negative onto us, because we don't respect men like that. We're just men. And this is our position. Bundy, 718.